Welcome back, guys, to Pitch Talk, and welcome back, everybody. I want to wish you all well. Hope you guys lock in with me. Before we kind of get into this live stream and get into a couple of topics I want to get off my chest, if you guys could like, comment, as well as subscribe as well, please do. Do all that great stuff. That'd be greatly appreciated. I really appreciate all that kind of stuff as well. Especially when I'm going through all these topics, I really appreciate it as well. If you guys could also follow along, chat with me as well. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm always down to have a conversation about football, no matter what time of the day it is. But the one thing that I wanted to get into today, that's been kind of on my mind, that was kind of irking me a little bit, is this whole Thomas Partey kind of contract situation that's going on in Arsenal Football Club right now. And for me, I'm not sure if most of you guys have been watching the content for long enough, but I've been saying that I want Thomas Partey gone for the past like maybe three years. I say 2 years solidly. I've been saying that I don't want this guy to be at my football club any longer. It's not so much down to his footballing ability, it's just more down to his availability. And his availability is absolutely shocking. It absolutely stinks. The guy cannot stay fit to honestly save his life. And that's the issue that just really irks me. I don't even really feel the need to even bring up his injury record to even try to justify what I'm talking about, or the reason why I don't want him to stay. I think his transfer, not his transfer record, but his injury record speaks for itself. The guy is a walking glass. He cannot stay fit. But miraculously, this season, for some reason, when everybody else was dropping like flies, this man was Mr. Reliable, was Mr. Consistent. And it doesn't make sense to me how that even happened. Do you know what I'm saying? But some way, somehow, he was fit for most of the season. And the whole fan base, for some reason, creamed themselves. They were saying, yeah, best midfielder. We need to sign him on a new contract, give him whatever he wants, 2, 3 years, whatever it takes to keep Thomas Partey. And I just don't share that sentiment as well. I really don't. When I really watch Thomas Partey, there's some stuff that he does that I like, and there's some stuff that he does that I really don't like. The stuff that I like, I'll start off with the stuff that I like that he does, instead of just constantly berating on the negative. He's very calm and composed in possession. We're able to move the ball a lot better when he's sitting at the base of midfield in that sixth position. He's able to read the game very well as well. But now, some of the things that I don't like about him is that we get easily caught out on transitions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't last season, but the season before, when we played Old Trafford, played United at Old Trafford away when we were in the yellow kit. I was seeing Scott McTominay run past this guy, just run past him as if he wasn't there. I seen this guy running for his life, chasing down. Is it Gay that plays for Leicester? It just like, no, that's Everton. I can't remember. He's one of his international teammates. No, he's not even an international teammate because he actually plays for Nigeria. I should really know this. But yeah, we'll get run through the midfield with this guy on the pitch. I just think this guy just needs to leave. Just needs to leave. In my most humble opinion, this guy just needs to leave. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like Arsenal Football Club would be better without him being around, given his age, and also as well, as you can see on the screen, it says that there's an increased chance that Thomas Partey leaves Arsenal due to the expiry of his contract. The two parties are in impasse. Arsenal are holding firm on the plans to offer Partey the same salary. He's on about like 190, 200k already, which is a lot of money, especially for someone that's living in London. That is very, very comfortable. While the player wants a wage increase. Now, that last little caveat where he says the player wants a wage increase is the one that sends my head into absolute orbit. Because how fucking dare you? Genuinely, how dare you? Like, can you not read the room? First of all, I won't even get into the injury side of things. First of all, you're 32. Why would we give you a wage increase? Why do you think you deserve a wage increase to even start off with, to even begin with? You're never available, never ever available, but you want a wage increase for what reason? Like I said, he's 32 years of age. This guy is 32 years of age. 32 years of age. Why would we give you a wage increase? Who are you, Messi or Ronaldo or something like that? Like, are you up there as a player for us to even think about giving you a wage increase? The guy is never available. And see, I don't share the same sentiment as the fan base where I want this guy to stay. I've been saying it, get this guy gone, because I honestly feel like we'll we'd actually win trophies if this guy isn't around. And the reason why I say that is because the minute that Atletico Madrid sold this guy to us, they won La Liga the very next season. The very next season, this guy is prone to so many bozo moments as well. The cute little knee flicks that he likes to do. Him and other guy, they do stupid flicks when there's no real need to do as well. His legs are gone. His legs are absolutely gone, absolutely gone. But he has the audacity to demand a wage increase. Why do you feel like you deserve a wage increase? Well, because you're available for one season. When we had an injury crisis, you were the only one that was available, which I find strange as well. Like, we have an injury crisis, and you, who's always on the treatment table, just so happens to be available for the whole season. But anyways, I digress. Thomas Partey, for me, Arsenal need to cut their losses. They really need to cut their losses. Get this guy gone. I wouldn't mind seeing Mars Lewis be moving to that 6 role, because he played as a 6 coming through the whole coming through academy, coming through Hill End. So he's already used to being in that position, and obviously playing as a left back with predominantly last season for Arsenal Football Club as well, and inverting as well. We need more brave players in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the only people that can take a pass and drive with the ball is Declan Rice, really. It's just only Declan Rice. There's nobody else that really will take the ball and drive it and really push the pace with at the opposing team. Like, we've seen Lewis Kelly do a couple of times. I've seen him do a couple of times against PSG, especially in the home leg against them. He was pushing the pace. Anytime we run at them, him and Declan Rice running at them, they were absolutely scared shitless. Against Real Madrid as well, driving at them, taking the ball in a half turn, beating 1 or 2 players and running at them. Thomas Partey doesn't do that anymore. I don't trust him to be able to drive up the ball, because he'll lose it, or he'll try one knee flick, or he'll try a pass, we lose him, and then trying to get back on transition. That's what hurts us. You know what I'm saying? It's just the guy's legs are gone, and I wish the rest of the fan base can actually open their eyes up to see this, that he was only playing for a contract. Because why is it so convenient in your final season, where you know your contract is running up? That's when you're just available. Does that not say something to you, or am I just the only one going crazy? And the fact that in this last little piece of this sentence series, where he says that they offer Partey the same salary, while the player wants a wage increase. So he effectively wants a wage increase for being fit for 1 full season. He's been at Arsenal Football Club for just about 5 years, and we've had 1 campaign out of 5 where you weren't injured for an extended period of time, and he wants a wage increase. Like I've already told you guys, he's already on a 200k base, and he wants a wage increase at the age of 32. Who does that? Like I mentioned, he's not Messi, Ronaldo. You're not, like, Arsenal Football Club will survive without Thomas Partey. We would be fine without. He's not a player that's detrimental to how we play. Like, I know we played PSG in the first leg. That Thomas Partey, people were saying that we need him, all that kind of stuff. We played the second leg. I feel like the second leg was even worse than the first leg, because the second leg we actually tried. We huffed and puffed, got nowhere, and then eventually got our ass handed to us. You know what I'm saying? So offering Thomas Partey a new contract, I feel like that's just, if you really want to be tight and skimpy with money, I kind of see from that aspect. But at the same time, I'm not going to accept that from the club, because Arsenal's revenue was the 7th highest in Europe last season. 7th highest in Europe last season. We had the most revenue that we've ever made in our entire history this season alone. So you're telling me there's no other DM? I'm not saying you need to get a world beater in order to compete with Zubimendi, because I feel like Zubimendi's going to have that 6 role lockdown. That's going to be his position. He's not going to need any adaptation. But you need at least somebody that can come in and fill in. I don't want Thomas Partey for that role. I don't see him being able to play that role, especially at his age as well. That he's 32. His legs are gone. I wish more people were able to kind of wake up and smell the coffee. The guy is not what you think he is anymore. If you actually sit and watch Thomas Partey, he's a liability. The guy is literally a liability on the defensive side, anyways, because he's a CDM. So I know he has to progress the ball forward. He also has to defend as well, and that's what my issue is on the defensive side of things. Our midfield gets absolutely ran through when this guy's on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? So again, I'll keep constantly asking this. I asked this on my TikTok as well. What does our scouting department do? Why do we have to live and die by Thomas Partey, or why do we have to live and die by Nico Williams that's now rejected us as well? Do you know what I'm saying? He was apparently Nico Williams was the only left winger in the whole wide world, in the whole football world that could play for Arsenal Football Club, and now we've been rejected. He's going to Barcelona. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like we need to be a bit more. Arsenal Football Club needs to be a bit more ambitious. They need to be a bit more ruthless. There's there's a couple of players that I feel like they really need to move on this season, like this summer. But I just know they won't. Martinelli for one. What top 16 does Martinelli start in? None, in my opinion. I wouldn't even say he even gets into Chelsea squad either. He wouldn't get. Definitely wouldn't get into City squad. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't get into Chelsea squad, in my opinion. He definitely wouldn't get into Liverpool squad. I'll tell you that. Maybe Klopp was there because Klopp had a hard on for Martinelli for some reason. Maybe if Klopp was there, he probably might have gotten in there. You know what I mean? Newcastle, Eddie Howe is not benching Martinelli for Anthony Gordon. That's just not happening. Do you know what I'm saying? Aston Villa, I don't even know who even plays left wing for Aston Villa, but I don't see them benching whoever that is for Martinelli as well. So, and even Trossard as well. They're looking to give Trossard a new contract. Why? Trossard was a stopgap player. He came in, done the business, helped us out when we needed it. The Saudi did last summer. You chose not to. Now you want to renew him for what reason? He's going to be 30. Trossard is going to be 30 in December. You want to give him a new contract? Why? For me, I just don't understand it. Like when I'm seeing other teams just get, not even say get rid, because that'd be a bit disingenuous to the players, but are able to move players on. But Arsenal Football Club like to have this sentimentality when it comes to certain players, and it just really frustrates me because our highest received fee that we've got for a player, I think it's either between Oxlade-Chamberlain or Florian Balogun, and it's literally between the 30 and 40 mil mark. That's the highest transfer fee we received from any club for one of our players. You know what? Because we're absolutely horrible at selling. And even Florian Balogun, we sold him while his stocks were high, but whoever negotiated that deal, they at least could have got 50 mil. It's just like the way we sold make a Barrett to he was before he went to Monaco. I think we sold him back to Strom. He was on loan at Strom, not last season, but the season before. He had a pretty decent campaign there. He won the Austrian League. His stocks were fairly kind of high. Then we sold him to Strom. Guess how much for? Maybe like 5-6 mil. And now he plays for Monaco. He's banging in goals at Monaco in France. And then if anybody was to look to sell him, you know how much Monaco would be charging? At least 50 mil. And that's a player that we sold for 5. We are absolutely horrible at selling. That's what I'm talking about with the sentimentality. Thomas Partey, we should have moved him on a long time ago when he's been so injury prone. We didn't miss him not last season, but the season before when we went on a tear when we were beating teams left, right, and centre, and we only lost to Aston Villa, I'm pretty sure, in that title run. And nobody was screaming for Thomas Partey then. In that 22-23 season was the only real one where we were kind of saying that we need him because we had no replacement. Like for me, Arsenal Football Club, every single summer transfer window seems like we never prepare properly. And what I like to say is, you fail to prepare to fail. And every single transfer window seems to be that as well. If we're giving new contracts to players like Thomas Partey and Leandro Trossard, but we're not looking to move them on, I really have to question how ambitious is the club really? Do you know what I'm saying? Because why are you keeping these type of dead woods? Because any top six team, any team that has title aspirations that really wants to win the big trophies, are not keeping these type of players. They will move them on, because yes, they'll say, "Thank you, you've been a great servant. You've helped us get to where we need to get to, but we need to take that extra step, and that extra step is not going to be with you." But Arsenal Football Club, they want to love off the players so much. And it's the same players that have let us down time and time again, especially this man on the screen, Thomas Partey. Why would you give him a new contract at the age of 32? Like I keep saying, that the guy even wants a wage increase. Why would you give him a wage increase? Why would you even want to keep him? You want to go for a younger option, fresher legs, not as much mileage on the legs as Thomas Partey has had. I can't even say even has much mileage on his legs because he barely even plays half of the time as well. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't. I just for me, it just rubs me the wrong way because it's just like, are you really as ambitious as you say you are? You know what I mean? Because it doesn't seem like it. It just seems like you're happy just to get by. Because I'll keep saying it, like no top 16 will keep this guy. Will genuinely keep this guy. And then another thing I kind of want to touch on as well is just how this whole Benjamin Sesko deal is just dragging out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's genuinely just taking is sweet ass time, and I'm not liking it at all because you've had, I'll say, the guts of 2 years to figure out what striker that you want and go and get them. You didn't want to guarantee him playing minutes last season because you wanted to buy Kai Havertz. I know Kai Havertz was great not last season but the season before, the back end of the running. We were scoring important goals. You were showing up in big games. But you told Benjamin Sesko that he would not start over Kai Havertz last season, and now we're still in the same boat of what's going on. I mean, it's a will we, won't we type of situation, and it's a bit frustrating because we've known that we needed a striker for 2 3 years at this point. Ever since Aubameyang left, you should have been planning for a striker, but I can't even say you didn't even plan for a striker, but because you actually did. You signed Gabriel Jesus. You did sign Gabriel Jesus, and I'll give you credit for that. For the first 3 months of Gabriel Jesus did change my life. The guy was nuts. That version of Gabriel Jesus was just crazy. He was a different guy. Genuinely, he was a different guy. But Gabriel Jesus has come out in an interview and says as well that his first priority on the football pitch is not to score goals, is to have fun and dribble and make assists and all that kind of stuff. You can't have a striker that wears the number 9 for your football club saying that. But then last season you didn't want to pull the trigger because you didn't want to start this guy over Kai Havertz. You didn't want to assure him that he'll get starting minutes over Kai Havertz, which doesn't make sense to me because I've been hearing for weeks upon weeks of how highly rated that um, Arteta has for Benjamin Sesko, how much he rates him, all this type of stuff. That's the reason why he doesn't even want to go near Gokares, and he wants to sign Sesko instead. But if you really rate him that highly, why would you tell him that he won't start over Kai Havertz? Who's Kai Havertz? Kai Havertz was a failed midfielder that you signed that happened to just work as a striker. Same sort of situation with Mikel Moreno. Because anytime I watch Mikel Moreno as an eight for Arsenal in the midfield for Arsenal, it's an eyesore. The guy is just foul baiting all the time. This is not basketball. And even when he tries to run, it looks like he has cement blocks on his feet. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Arsenal Football Club need to kind of get the head out of the sand and just pull the trigger. If you really want to sign this guy, make the assurances because we need a natural goal scorer. We genuinely need a natural goal scorer. And at this point, I don't even want to argue between Gokares and Sesko. I've said it for weeks now that I prefer Gokares. And I prefer Gokares because I feel like Gokares is the more ready-made right now type of striker where he'll fire on all cylinders. Maybe I could be wrong about Gokares, and then Benjamin Sesko could prove me right at the same time. He could come and hit the ground running. He is 6'5". Is like everybody likes to tell me his jump is crazy and all this type of stuff. But I'm not overly impressed with the guy because 13 goals in the Bundesliga in about 33, 34 games last season. It doesn't really scream to me that you're going to come into the Premier League and do madness. But at the same time, you're playing for a team like RB Leipzig. There were a couple of issues with them last season: change of management, change of tactics, change of systems, and all this type of stuff as well. I was even hearing stuff that were playing Nusa as a wing back at certain points as well. That kid is too talented to be playing as a wing back. He needs to be playing on the wing. Let him go and attack players. That guy is so silky. I'll take him as well. But at this point, this whole striker situation to me is just boring. I'm tired of having the same conversation. I'm tired of hearing the same updates. Like this to me on the screen is a nothing burger from Fabrizio. If you honestly ask me, he doesn't really say anything. We're still speaking to him. His agent is just coming out and just talking as well. His agent's been talking a lot. His agent has been talking a lot. His agent has really been talking a lot as well, which doesn't really fill me with a lot of joy because why is your agent talking so much? You should be in the boardroom trying to get the deal done. and then talk when the deal's all signed. Well, yeah, this striker situation, I'm a bit sick of him. I don't want to argue the point for Gokares. I don't want to argue the point for Sesko. Whichever of them that Arsenal Football Club and the manager deemed is the right one, I'll back him. And then if it works, obviously happy days. It's great for my football club. It's great for everybody. If it doesn't, I'm gonna ask questions because for me personally, I've said it many times. I want Gokares. I want the guy that's ready made right now. And it's not like Gokares is some scrub as well. The guy has played in the Premier League. Well, I don't think he's actually played in the Premier League, but he's played in England. He's played in the Championship. He's played for Coventry. He was on. I'm pretty sure he was on Brighton's books as well in the academy. Didn't really make it there as well. But the guy's played in England. Everybody English fans all say all the time the Championship is a league where you either make it or you don't. You know that type of way. And if you're really a good player, you kind of get your licks in the Championship, and then that will kind of prepare you to be a good Premier League player. We've seen it over the past couple of years with likes of Ebucheri, Eze as well, came from the Championship, James Madison, and even Harry Kane had his little stint in the Championship as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, when I'm kind of looking at it as well, he made the move from Coventry straight from the Championship. I think he was the top goal scorer when he was in that Coventry as well. Went to Portugal, done an absolute madness. Came second in Europe for most goals scored as well, just behind Mbappe. So it's like, to me, it's a no-brainer. But I don't work for Arsenal Football Club, and I don't make decisions, so that's not really down to me on making the signings. But if it was me, Gokares, I'll get him through the window, through the front door, through the back door, whatever it takes, I'll get him in. Do you know what I'm saying? To me, that's a certified striker. Somebody like when I watch Gokares play, I feel like he'd actually run through a brick wall in order to score a goal. I don't really see that with Benjamin Sesko, but obviously Sesko is a lot younger. He still has a lot more to prove, so maybe he can develop that type of trait, or that type of trait will just come with playing football over time as well, and you feeling more confident and things of that nature. But for me, we're in a delicate situation where now I don't I don't want to say where it's kind of make or break. I don't think we're quite there yet because we've had what maybe 3-4 years of seriously competing and challenging and all that kind of stuff. But challenging and falling short is starting to be a common theme with Arsenal Football Club, and is one of them ones where we need to be picking up trophies. For me, last season I was saying it. My minimum expectation of Arsenal Football Club was at least a Carabao Cup, and the reason why I say that, some of you guys that's in the live right now might think I'm crazy saying that, but the reason why I was saying that was for the simple fact is that these players need to start cultivating a winning culture, a winning mentality, because there's a mentality shift that you get. I'm not sure if you guys that's in here right now can let me know, but that you've played football, either semi-pro, professional, whatever it is, amateur, and you won your league, or you won a cup, or you won a tournament or something like that. It brings a sense of camaraderie. It brings a sense of I don't know, kind of like brotherhood, a little coming together, like a little band of brothers, where you know how to grind that out and how to actually win. That sort of way you've been through the ringer, and you've won. You're able to trust each other just that little bit more. And even when things are going bad, you have that kind of mental strength to be like, you know what, we've done this, we've won stuff before. We can lean on each other, we can kind of berate each other, we can push each other to be able to get through whatever adversity that you're facing at the time. And Arsenal Football Club are not, at this current time, are not able to do that because they don't have any sort of winning culture, because they haven't won anything together. Most of these players in the squad, I don't think most of them have really won any trophies, if I really think about it. And I'm not really going to count the Community Shield as well. That's just it's a trophy. I know in the grand scheme of things it's regarded as a major trophy, but it's not really. You know what I mean? It's sponsored by McDonald's and all this type of stuff. Nobody really takes it seriously. But yeah, that's the reason why I wanted Arsenal Football Club to at least get a Carabao Cup last season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how Newcastle is going to respond to it now. I don't know how their situation with PSR and all that kind of stuff as well. But the fact that they've won the Carabao Cup, they've given Newcastle the first trophy in 70 years. They're going to go in to this season now with a new kind of self-belief, a new kind of self-confidence. Now, you know what I'm saying? Where they've kind of got that monkey off the back, that they've won a trophy together. So now for them, it's just like they're going to play football with a bit more freedom. They're going to trust each other a little bit more. They're going to, do you know what I mean? They're going to have that bit more bite and needle about them, because now they've gotten a little bit taste of success. Once you have a little bit taste of success in anything really, like say if this live stream now from the three people that I'm so gracious that are in here right now, even watching, listening to me waffling about football, say one day it spikes to like 50 or something like that. It just makes you want to work that little bit more to be able to create things, get more people interested and all that kind of stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. It changes your mentality a little bit and it forces you to think a little bit different. And you know what I'm saying? It kind of reinforces that what you're doing is working. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted for them as a minimum, just as a bare minimum, was just a Carabao Cup in order to be able to gain that type of experience and to kind of go out on the Carabao Cup the way we did. It just rubbed me the wrong way. It really did, because we went out on a whimper against Newcastle. Like I watched the first and second leg, and the second leg was even worse than the first leg because the second leg we didn't even try. None of the players turned up. Oh, St James's Park seems to be like a real bogey stadium for us as well. Like it's really weird. Like I remember watching us a couple of seasons ago. I think it was the 21-22 season where we were going for Champions League football and we lost to Newcastle, and that effectively ended our hopes because I think the week prior we lost to Tottenham as well, and that effectively, like that Newcastle game effectively ended our Champions League hopes. And the players just on that day did not turn up at all. They couldn't make a pass. Like if all our lives depended on Arsenal Football Club complete 5 passes in that game, humanity would cease to exist, as you know right now, because they couldn't do anything. They could not do anything. They got bullied. I'm not saying they got bullied this time around, but they just didn't look like they were up for the fight. They weren't up for the challenge. You know what I'm saying? At least in the first leg, we were trying a couple of things. We were a bit hard done by Martinelli finishing that chance would be a different story as well. And a couple other chances as well. Kai Havertz, I'm pretty sure, had a chance too. So yeah, I just don't really know. But just speaking about the Carabao Cup as well, guys, I want to show you something, and I want to get your opinions on this. And this is by another great creator, Alex. He was talking about the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup as well. And I was saying, so this is effectively what he said, anyways. Yeah, he said he was talking about the prize money for the EFL Cup being only 100k for winning. And then he goes on to say, at what point did the 6 games during the important times of the season become not worth it for Arsenal at this stage in their development? Would a Carabao Cup move the needle? Genuine question, by the way. Is a Carabao Cup now, it wouldn't move the needle. It wasn't going to move the needle last season. But like I just explained to you guys, I wanted that as a minimum in order to create that winning culture. There was a lot of people that would give him a lot of guff and give him a lot of stick about it as well, which I didn't kind of agree with, because he was just trying to get people's general thoughts and opinions on it as well. And now, like, if we were, say in this coming season, we come like third, dropped out of the Champions League, maybe in the quarterfinals or something like that, got knocked out of the FA Cup and maybe in the 4th round again, like we usually do, then we win the Carabao Cup. Would people be happy with that? No, I certainly wouldn't be happy with that. I'd be sort of happy because we won a trophy, but it's not a Carabao Cup. It's not going to move. It's not going to move the needle. But what I didn't like about what he said here is how he started off. His sentence. He says the prize money for the EFL Cup is only 100k for winning. Why does it matter what the prize money is? Because we're not going to get the prize money. Like Arsenal Football Club haven't won a Carabao Cup, not FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, a EFL Cup, Carling Cup, whatever you want to call it, since 1992. Since 1992, I'm pretty sure that's like maybe 32, 33 years, if my maths is correct. Maths wasn't my strongest subject in school, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. So somebody can let me know exactly how long that is. But it's been a long time. Like as a grown adult, I've never seen Arsenal lift a Carabao Cup. I've never seen them lift a Carabao Cup, a EFL Cup, Carling Cup, whatever you want to call it. I've never seen Arsenal Football Club ever in my lifetime win that cup. Why does the prize money matter? I'm pretty sure when Barcelona go into every single season, they don't care what the prize money is for the Copa del Rey or the Super Cup, whatever they have over there. Do you know what I'm saying? They just want to win a trophy. At the end of the day, it's about putting cold hard trophies on the day and on the table. That's what it's all about. Putting trophies on the table. So that's what I didn't like about how he started this little sentence here, is that the prize money for the EFL Cup is only 100k. It doesn't matter. And then he goes on to say as well, guys, that interesting thoughts as well. Yeah, that's what he was talking about. I think there was somebody's comment talking about play the kids until the semis or something like that. If we play the kids onto the we won't even get to the semis. Do you know what I'm saying? We have to show that we're serious about winning every single trophy, every single competition to win. I'm not saying play Gabriela Saliba when you have High Wycombe away or something like that, or you're playing Bolton again at the Emirates or something like that. Like that's when you can heavily rotate. But when you're playing against decent, good opposition, that's when you start. Like if you look at most successful dynasties, they were winning all the kind of meaningless cups. Like Man City won the Carabao Cup 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row, they won the Carabao Cup. And being able to do stuff like that cultivated and catapulted them into winning more Premier League titles, winning the FA Cups, winning the treble, finally winning Champions League, because they were able to stick together through adversity, even though they failed in other competitions, they won other competitions. That kind of reinforced that what they're doing is working, that it's only a matter of time, that they just have to keep battling. But if Arsenal are dropping out these competitions, are not really showing that they really care, because my gripe with Arsene Wenger when he was Arsenal's manager was that he didn't care about this trophy. He never won one when he was at Arsenal, and he was there for 22 years. Never won one. Never won one. Lost to Birmingham City in a final. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I just don't like the sentiment that some Arsenal fans are kind of maybe turning up to their nose at certain trophies, where we haven't been winning enough as an institution in modern times for us to turn up our nose at any sort of trophy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't been doing enough winning to be like, oh no, we don't really care about this trophy. We shouldn't be trying to go for it. That's not. I just don't feel like that's the right type of right mentality to have, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Why would we do that? That's what I'm saying. Why would you not try win that trophy, however big or small it is? Because at the end of the day, it's something tangible that the players can look at and can say to themselves, okay, if they fail in every other competition, but at least we won this, or at least we won that. That kind of that kind of positive reinforcement would then let them know what they're doing is working. Bring into next season. Okay, lads, we won this last season, but we failed on these big targets. Let's now focus obviously on retaining what we won, but let's make sure we get to the end goal, which is winning the Premier League and the Champions League. Because I want to say I've seen my club win a Carabao Cup. I want to say I've seen my club win another FA Cup. I want to say I've seen my club win the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Super Cup, and you know what I'm saying, that the Club World Cup. But if we're going to be start picking and choosing what sort of trophies that we should be going for, I think that's a really bad precedent. And I just don't like the fact that you're saying, oh, winning the FA Cup is only 100k, because how we don't get the prize money. So why does the prize money effectively matter in the grand scheme of things? That's just my thoughts and opinions on that, anyways. But there was something else I kind of want to talk about as well. But I need to get up on the screen. So if you bear with me a moment, So now, what I have on the screen is the highest paid managers in the world. And right now, Mikel Arteta is sitting on 15 mil, 15.6 mil a year, fourth on the list, just behind Pep Guardiola. So other than Pep Guardiola in the Premier League, Mikel Arteta is the best paid manager in there. And for the best paid manager, he got a new contract last season. For the best paid manager in there, I'm expecting a lot more. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not happy with some of the decision making he's had in the past year with the rotations, the rigid football. I feel like right now, ever since he lost the league in that 22-23 season, he's reverted to a real stale, pale type of football. It's not free flowing. It's very very rigid. Nobody wants to try anything. There's no mavericks in there. Everything's side to side and all that kind of stuff. The substitutions are always slow and labored. It's always the same players that he's taken off, like a Martinelli for Trossard, the Lewis Kelly for Calafiori, Ben White for Jordan Timber, and all this type of stuff. I just want to see a bit more tactical flexibility. Like, Pep Guardiola comes into the season every single year with some sort of innovation. Obviously, last season didn't work out for him. Fourth season, about like God knows how long, where he's actually failed to win a trophy of any kind. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been doing so much winning that I couldn't even tell you the last time he hasn't won a trophy. Do you know how wild that is? But for my manager, anyways, I kind of want to see a bit of flexibility. All your peers, even Pep himself, says you're a monster, that you're a good coach and all that kind of stuff, which I do see, because we have a great top six record. But I don't want to be celebrating records. I want to be celebrating trophies. Like I wouldn't mind if we lost to Liverpool in the season, but we went and won the FA Cup, or we went and won the Champions League, or we went and done this. But to me, he's doing a great job. But I just feel like he needs to now take the next step. Really show us what type of manager he is, because what you've done, sorry, excuse me, for the past 2-3 years has been great. It's almost got us there. But you need to flip a switch. You need to do something. You need to change the way you play, because against top six, yes, you're great, but it's that middle to lower tier that's causing the main issue for you every single year. It's your Fulhams, it's your Crystal Palace, it's your Brightons, it's your Newcastle. You only beat Newcastle one time out of four. No, one time out of three. Sorry, no, one time out of four. I was right. One time out of four. We played them twice in the Carabao Cup. We played them twice in the league as well. Yeah, we only beat Newcastle 1 out of 4 last season. 1 out of 4, and we only scored one goal against them. One goal against them. 1 out of 4 scored one goal against them. But yeah, it's your Crystal Palace, your Brighton, your Newcastle, your Fulhams. You know what I'm saying? Your Aston Villas that causes issues. So his top six record is great, but it's that middle to lower tier that's an issue, because being or drawing against Chelsea is great and all, but that's not going to win you league. You need to be able to go to a Craven Cottage on a Tuesday night in December, get 3 points. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to be able to go to Amex in March on a Saturday, 12:30 kickoff, get 3 points. You need to be able to go to I don't even know what Everton's new stadium is called now, but you need to be able to go to whatever the new stadium is called in February, a Saturday kickoff at 5:30, get 3 points. You know what I'm saying? And that's my issue with him, because those type of games, in those type of scenarios, that's when we always seem to falter. Do you know what I'm saying? It's never against the big teams. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I think last season was the first time in about 2-3 years that we didn't beat at least Liverpool in the league. Do you know what I'm saying? City, we've kind of been holding our own against them in the past couple of seasons, and now it's more even. Before it was just one side, and now it's a bit more even. Chelsea, we just, you know what I'm saying, we just always dog walk Chelsea. You know what I'm saying, that they're it's a non-factor. But Spurs, we call it a 6-point lane for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Spurs is not really a non-factor as well. But it's just that middle to lower tier teams that constantly cause those issues and constantly drop points against, and it's just frustrating. Like, look how Bournemouth caused us issues. Bournemouth did the double over us this year. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, in the first game, the whole Saliba situation was a bit of a talking point, and then that effectively killed the game, and then we went on to lose. But then at the return leg at the Emirates, we scored first, and then we conceded 2 goals and lost. You know what I mean? So it seems that we're fired up and we're pumped for the really big games, and then the ones that are not as big, but they're still very, very meaningful, because you need to grab the 3 points, the 6 points against all these type of teams. And that's what's causing the issues. So for me, if you're the 4th best paid manager in the world, I expect a bit more from you in terms of tactics, in terms of personnel. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think any of these managers on the list will keep the likes of Partey, or keep the likes of Trossard or Martinelli on the books, or Gabriel Jesus, when he told me last summer that he had fire in his belly, which is one of the reasons why, again, that we didn't sign a striker, and also the main reason is because you didn't want to promise the striker decent minutes over Kai Havertz, because you have some sort of weird love affection with that guy too. So I don't know. I just need a bit more from Arteta this year. Like, you've gotten us close, but can you get us over the line? And if you can't get over the line this year, then there's some serious questions that are going to need to be asked. Some serious conversations are going to need to be had as well, because what are we effectively doing? Where do we go as a club? If we fail again this season, where do we go? Who do we turn to? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just my whole thing on it. Where do we go? Who do we turn to? What happens? Is the board going to be ambitious enough for them to try go for somebody else, to try bring somebody else, a couple of fresh ideas? And then the fixture list being released today as well is a bit of a madness. Man United away, first game of the season, Sunday the 17th of August, is wild to me. Absolutely wild to me. United away. Why would they do that to us like that? But at the same time, I don't think it's even an us problem. I think it's more of a United problem on how they finished so low last season. But United away, Leeds at home, Then Liverpool away. See, I don't mind Liverpool away so early in the season because at least we'll get that out of the way because we haven't won at Anfield since 2011. I'm pretty sure 2011, which is an awfully long time. So hopefully we can kind of right that wrong, but at least we'll get that out of the way early. Nottingham Forest at home, City at home as well. That'll be good because off the back of that 5-1, it's good to have them at home again because they're kind of coming with a bit of heebie-jeebies. Maybe we can kind of capitalize on that. Newcastle away, another good one that I'm not too mad at, but City at home, then Newcastle away the following week as well. They're really trying to kill us. They're really, really trying to kill us because god damn. And then I'm pretty sure the Champions League is gonna kick off around that time, and the Champions League game is gonna be sandwiched in between there as well. West Ham at home, that's not too bad. Fulham away, okay. Crystal Palace home, fine. So Sunderland, the Sunderland one I'm actually really looking forward to. I was hoping and praying Sunderland got back into the Premier League this season because I cannot wait for us to go back to the stadium. And like that to me just screams prime Barclays right there. Prime Barclays. We're still Sunderland back in the side, back to the stadium. And like I just all that's missing is just Lee Cattermole running around with his little bald head in the middle, trying to two-fuss him with it. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that Sunderland game. And then you have Tottenham and Spurs back to back as well. What's up with these big? So we have a big back to back in November, then a big back to back in September as well. Well, listen, if we're really the Kings of London, we're gonna have to be able to do that. Then Brentford at home, what basically three London derbies, 3 consecutive weeks. Wow. Then Aston Villa away, not too mad at that. At least we'll get that wrapped up this side of Christmas. Wolves home, Everton away. Okay, not too mad at that. Everton away is always a tough game. At least we'll get that wrapped up at this side of Christmas as well. What even happened? This person's screenshot is terrible. There's someone at home, missing the whole of January on this one. Need to try find a better fixture list. Let me try to find a better fixture list. I need to see who we're playing in January. Okay, perfect. There we go. So in January, we have Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home. We're gonna get the Liverpool games kind of out the way early this year. I'm not too mad at it though. I'm really not too mad at it. Then Nottingham Forest away, United as well. Get that wrapped up in January. This January is going to be a very, very busy month. Very busy month. A couple of hard games in there. Bournemouth away is not going to be easy with Irola. It's still at the helm. But I'm kind of curious to see what type of shape they're going to be in because obviously they just lost Dean Huijsen. Semenyo as well is kind of touted to leave. So yeah, we just have to see what that. Nottingham Forest as well. I think Nottingham Forest, I think they're going to fall a little bit this year because they're in Europe. I don't think their squad is big enough to be able to manage both competitions effectively anyways. United and Leeds, Sunderland at home, Brentford, Tottenham. Why did we have Tottenham and Chelsea back to back just like we have it in November? Like if you look at November 22nd, Tottenham first, then Chelsea again. Then if you look at February, Tottenham first, Chelsea again. Who made this? You can copy and paste. And the dates are near enough identical as well. If you look at it, in November, we played Tottenham on the 22nd. In February, we played them on the 21st. Then in November, we played Chelsea on the 29th. Then in February, we played Chelsea on the 28th. That's some sort of sick joke or something like that. Who came up with this? What the hell? Who came up with this? Then in March, we have Brighton away, Everton at home, Wolverhampton away. That's not too bad. See a bit late into the season. See the Newcastle. See, yeah, they've kind of done the exact same thing here again. Like I just mentioned with Chelsea and Tottenham. Look at September. We play City on the 20th. In April, we play them on the 18th. Then if you look at September, we play Newcastle on the 27th. Then we play Newcastle on the 25th in April. It's really not making sense. Some of it is just copy and paste job. The ChatGPT make this fixture list. I feel like they didn't really make this. I feel like they just gave this to ChatGPT and it just came up with it. And then Fulham home, West Ham, Burnley, Crystal Palace. To be fair, in May, we don't really leave London except just to go to Burnley. Other than that, we're kind of local. So not too much traveling. If we get into the title running, I'm not too mad at it. The fixture list, I'm not too mad at. I'm just hoping that Arsenal Football Club, I've now seen how we start, and we start with a bang. United, Leeds, Liverpool. Then it doesn't get any easier. Nottingham Forest, City, Newcastle. If that doesn't scream to you that you need to get your transfers in right now, I don't know what will. Because we cannot have what we had last season, where we have the players coming in flipping late July, early August, or middle August. We need to get them in now. We need to get them in early. Get them cultivate into the culture. Let them know exactly what they're doing. Let them sing off the same hymn sheet as the players that's already there already, and let's start going for it. But the fixture list itself, I'm not too mad at the fixture list. I'm not too mad at. But guys, that's why I just wanted to come on here and just rant a little bit for everybody that's kind of jumped in and out of the live. I really do appreciate you guys. If you can like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Let me know what you think about the fixture list. I'll be in the comments as well once I upload the live. You can feel free to check out some other content as well. And I really, really do hope that you join the community, join the little fan. I won't even say fan base, but support the movement, what we're trying to do over here. That'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, no, for everybody that's jumped in, thank you so much. Good night. God bless. Yeah, take care of yourselves, and I definitely catch you on the next time.